Hi, good morning, everybody. So today I'm going to do the live about the carbonation law. I was meant to do it the other day, but it just so happened wasn't able to do it. So I was on Marwan's live the other day, and he was explaining about the misfits and like how they are operating out here. I'm gonna say, like, yesterday I had a chance to listen to, I can't remember the guy's name, and Elizabeth interview, which was really interesting because it was very in depth, and he really did see a lot of things that was wrong with the trial. He said a lot of stuff as well. I might even review it. I don't know. I'll see how I feel anyway. But Marwan was talking about something to do with the misfits, because he calls them the misfits as well. I feel that how there is a lot of them that is still into the um carbonation doctrine. I still believe that. I do believe, though some of them has come out of it, but some of them are still in it, still programmed. The ones that being that the one faces that I have put up, particularly because even though you have put him behind bars, but it's like it still continues. The ones that is the fringe members, as Medea calls them, they are still once it still continues. It's one of those things where, like, you can't convince them of nothing. um Janae, however, did come out and said she was doing a book. I believe that she needs, not saying don't tell your story, but in the meantime, remember that somebody else did how to get out of a cult. And you really, sometimes I think I don't know whether you are misunderstood or you project yourself. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I really don't know. I believe that you have a lot of work to do on yourself. I mean, we all have a lot of work to do on ourselves. It's natural. It's a natural thing. You cannot pat yourself on the back, however, because you went back so many times. So people, I don't know about other people, but I know I'm looking at that on a whole. The next thing is also that I see that you want to capitalize on it. You can't capitalize on trauma. Trauma is the worst thing to capitalize on. Even though people talk about things that's happening in the community, but if you have been in a situation, you cannot capitalize on something that is so. I'll say it was a disgusting way he treated people, he manipulated, he took away women, he abused, he did a lot. And to me, it's a lot more deeper than that. And though I don't know, it seems like it's you versus Velvet, or Velvet's trying to get one over you trying to get one over Velvet. It's kind of weird in a way, because at the end of the day, when you are coming from something, right? When you're coming from something that was so that you got violated by whatever, you're not laughing at it. You're not laughing. It's not a laughing matter. Maybe to you think by laughing at it, it's empowering you. No, it's not empowering you. Empowering you is the work that you do behind the scenes that people don't see. Because at the end of the day, I know you guys are being taught that being online is the thing. Yes, it is the thing, but at the same time, you have to know when to step back. I think I said this numbers of times. You have to learn to step back. Even me, an elder, sometimes I have to learn to step back. It's one of those things that, like, like like it's an online addiction in a kind of way, but maybe you don't see it as that. It's all well and good plugging certain stuff. I'm not saying don't plug certain stuff, but at the same time, you have to be real to yourself. Um, Sometimes, right, by you doing that, this brings up a lot of questions to certain stuff. People start questioning. what's going on, what has gone on within carbonation regarding the R word, etc. And by you doing that, right now, if it turns around and it goes the other way, right? I mean, luckily for you, Nature Boy put his foot in it. He put his foot in his mouth and he said, you said no. Luckily for you. But on the other hand, right, that can be turned because, like, the story, or people around you can say, oh, well, no, it was like this. Even the wives even put their foot in their mouths by saying you where they was because you said where they was, and I think I said that previously. But anyways, let's get back to what Marwan said. Marwan picked up on something, and like I said, capitalizing on trauma is one of the biggest things. I think we all do it anyway. I think we all do it on a whole. But when it comes to the R word, a violation of a yourself, a man, because believe me, I heard something the other day and I was like, wow. I was like, wow, right? And maybe even though like you're helping somebody, you'll think by telling the story like how it is that you're helping. You know what's the biggest power to regain empowerment from somebody like that who is a narcissist? The biggest thing is when you are growing and you are getting help and you are empowering yourself, therefore, right, you are not getting taken back into that same narcissistic man or whoever, because remember, women can be narcissistic too, that you will not be taken in by people like him, right? Because remember, there's loads of them online here at present. I put up Yarkin being one of them. I think TKO another one. There is numbers of them, and there's men who's not even showing their life on the online, the YouTube, the whatever social media, and they are probably taking advantage of women. Now, I'm gonna play this bit because I'm thinking I don't know whether I'm striving for my point or whether I'm making my point. I don't know. I'm gonna play it. Special treatment if right. So Marwan made sort like brought up something really key, and I know this is an old video. If you have seen it before, just thought I was meant to talk about this the other day, so I'm going to show this one of it. I don't know how clear I can get it because he makes a point. He actually makes a valid point. He actually makes a valid point. I don't know whether she has nervous laughter. I don't know whether that's just her personality. I don't know her like that, right? So just remember, I'm just going by who I seen on the screen for the past how long and all that. And those women who get violated is sometimes not even able to talk about it. Even the thing that I watched the other day with the school, the woman, when she spoke about being touched on, she literally broke down into tears. It's something that when you talk about it, it's not a thing that you can laugh about. You can laugh about. It's not a laughing matter at the end of the day, right? Being R word. That's one of the biggest things that is never what I say now. The police will never know about it. It's never the person never gets charged. The person never gets charged at all. But like I said, luckily for you, you're like everything that you said was backed up by the women and by him. So let me just play it. Or should I show the screen? I don't know. So she's sitting up there giggling like that, talking about the guy who raped her. She's having his voice. She's screaming from the top of her lungs, telling me that she didn't get complimented by him all day and it didn't feel good. The problem is I wouldn't believe anything
most of these people are saying.
Which
This
is
is just
right.
her side of the story. But she also said that Malia knew that Nature Boy liked her better than Malia, so maybe that's why. That's another thing that Neytiri said. Neytiri said that Malia knew that Nature Boy would give Neytiri attention, which would make Malia mad. So that would be manipulation. That would be of the benefit to Neytiri, but at the detriment to Malia, to the point where she had this episode outside where Neytiri was saying, "Girl, don't you know you get all of the D? And you're going to sit up here and act like this, almost trying to."
And I remember that because that's the time when they ran, when she was walking off from where they were living, and they walked around the corner, and all the girls chased her. I don't know if you can hear it. I hope you can hear it. All the girls chased her. Literally, there was on a road. The road was very busy, and the Tiri did step to her, and she said it. But I'm thinking to myself, when you watch yourself from them times, right? Do you not realize what type of monster you had become when you was there? Because you came in, you turned into some kind of monster, some kind of something. For you to say that to her, knowing, I mean, I get it, you was all programmed and stuff like that, but now you're out, now you're away from it now, and you watch yourself online. Do you not see the monster that you had become? Because that is a monster.
keep Malia from leaving, trying to shame Malia into staying in carbonation, especially because she gets more attention and all that than all of them. This is so weird, yo. That young lady, that girl Neytiri was laughing through this whole live. Let me show you a part where she laughed at. Let me show you that part where he said, "I'm the three. I'm the three." You still in front of my neighbors. I gotta live here. It's the three. Sorry.
But you was there. But you was there, and you're making it like you wasn't there. It's like what? It's like you was literally there. We see you in the video when he says that. When he says the free, you was there. I don't understand why you are laughing at it. Like you wasn't there. Like, I mean, you can make me understand where you're coming from on that one. I mean, not that I want people from Carbonation to be on my channel, but was that nervous laughter? Was that laughter? Was that looking at him laughter, laughing at him laughter, whatever? But you was there that time when all this happened, when the police was coming, when you was on Sinetta, right? You was there. Why? I don't understand the laughter. I don't understand it. Okay, but anyways, Marwan's on it. Marwan's on it. That's why I like. That's why I like his channel. Sometimes he's on it. He's on it.
No, in a moment. No. You still in front of my neighbors. I gotta live here. It's the three. It's not a laughing moment for real. But
Yeah, it's not a laughing moment.
It's the three.
It's not a laughing moment. Exactly.
Y'all. What does she mean, y'all? Like as if she's part of the crowd, like listening to this for the first time. He said worse stuff than that she swallowed up and she gobbled up and loved it. And we were like, y'all, did y'all hear that bullshit? So she's sitting up there giggling like that, talking about the guy who raped her. Um, she's having his voice into the subconscious of her own baby, which is so strange. She's got her rapist on the television just to prove a point to people that don't care. just to prove a point to people that don't know her. She's allowing Nature Boy's voice to enter the subconscious of her own baby. Acting as if this is just some camp and the camp counselor is away.
A show, like a show.
But she it's like she was trying to get at the dude. It was like she went back after knowing the abuse that Velvet faced. What do you call that when she's not the one who got really physically abused? What do you call it? When you are Janae, right? You didn't have to change your name, right? She didn't have to change her name. She came in with her own name, y'all. This is special treatment if we can say so. So that's one thing. She comes in. This dude apparently manipulates the women by paying attention to Neytiri. And Neytiri knows this, which is one of the reasons why Neytiri loved staying around. Just to be a thorn in the side of these other women. And in her mind, thinking that she really belongs there, right? Because in her mind, just like she had her mind made up about Solar, to her, Solar was hers because she had confirmation. Her third house in the Gemini moon was...
She said that she had confirmation that Solar was for her because she had a dream. That's how she put it. And even when everybody was telling her not to deal with the dude, because everybody was like, how are you dealing with him, right? This is before, and I know people know what happened with the phone call when he called them and he said, you got to stop her. And Solar, because she always went back for Solar was sent out to get her, manipulate her, whatever. And all of the sector was literally saying, why are you with him? This and that and the other. Like, even after when he spat on her and everything else, right? Even I was shocked that when she got pregnant by him. But then you knew what type of man, once again, it comes down to you knowing the type of man. You already know what type of man he is already. Right? Right? He is so obsessed with Velvet right now. It's unreal. It's unreal. Even though Velvet don't even bother with him. Sometimes even when we're talking about them, it sounds like we're talking about a whole flipping television show. It's just so crazy. And it's like on a point that you just don't understand, or they don't know how to regulate themselves in around people. I don't know, or behave around people. Like I said, no R word person will sit and watch the one who violated them. They wouldn't even want to be around them. In fact, as soon as they saw them, there'd be a reaction. And I'm not saying that how there is a one way or there is certain ways that people behave when things happen to them, right? People behave in all different ways. You are not going to sit there and laugh like as though you just now watching it as a person from the outside, because you was there. In fact, from watching the others interact about it, Kendra particularly, like they just talk about it. They talk about it. They don't. I don't even think they show the videos. Unless, I mean, Trey had to show the video to show how a cult works, right? So if you're educating people, that's different. But for you to sit down there and laugh, it's like, what is wrong with you at this point? I've always had question mark when it comes to Janae, right? I've always had a question mark when it comes to Janae. Even when I see her in places where I am at, like yesterday when the interview was being conducted, she turned up. And I was thinking to myself, like, well, you haven't, unlike the other ones who was talking, they literally moved on. They went into something else. Elizabeth became a Sunni Muslim. Um, as well. She took her shahada. Uh, they literally made a life for themselves. They literally made a life. They have continued to strive, right? Because even when I keep calling him Kite, when Kite explains, because it's more detailed than even the T's interview. To be honest, the T's interview was good too that he did, but it's even more detailed. He actually gave a lot of details into what was going on, what had happened when he was there, when he left, whatever. Now, I'm not saying for you not to document your plight. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody documents their plight. Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody's probably been through a bit of drama, a bit of something, a bit of something. But it's just the way you're behaving. Now, I know you love attention. You and Velvet is kind of the same. You're kind of on the same league. You're not really that much different. The only difference is Velvet is more foul mouth in how she expresses herself. She doesn't know how to put her words over. Um, you on the other hand, maybe because of how you look, people kind of allow you to a certain extent. But then in allowing you, right, not calling out what is going on with you, right, you are not going to improve yourself. Like the other day, my friend said to me at one point, right, you need to give YouTube a rest at one point, right? Because because you need to do what you gotta do. And she was right. At one point I do have to give it rest because I have to go and do my other stuff. I have to go to improve myself, right? Even though on here it is creative, but there's creativeness and there's um like sometimes you open yourself up, you learn new stuff because every day you learn new things. You don't just reach nirvana automatically. It's one of those things. To get peace, you have to face yourself, which you guys have tried or said that you lot are preaching, but instead continuing generational curses, which you lot has continued to do, right? Musa included. I can even throw Musa on the pile as well because Musa, he's continuing his work of his master. However, people want to see it, he is continuing the work. This young lady, and I have numbers of videos on her, and I remember shouting at the scream at her, shouting at the scream at the Three Stooges, the Three Manson girls, and it's like, does it? I know you guys watch each other. Not watch each other. You watch the reactions, the commentaries that is being done on you. Because Solar, even when he was doing the interview with Neek at Night, and she put up Lisa says what, and he gave his reaction to it and how he felt about Lisa. But at the end of the day, some of the commentators probably she saw a little good something in you. Me personally, I won't have no time for you, right? But she probably tried to, because she is an elder. At the end of the day, I think she's an elder, and you kind of said, "Oh well, like oh this, that, and the other." Oh, I can't remember the words exactly, and I just was like, "Well, some people will go more out for you, and some of us won't, right? We rather do the commentary on you, really, because we rather like that distance. We don't. I don't want to be curled like in. I don't even like being in chats where they are frequent in. I find it very hard to deal with because even though Aaron is chatting sense at this present moment, Kendra is chatting sense at this moment. It's like I just think to myself, what hold did he have over you so much that you lot was not able to go, even though some had to leave in the night, right? And then when it came to the court as well, even though Aaron gave a very good, I would say he gave a very good testimony. He didn't tell it all, obviously. Solar kind of tried to promote himself and talk about his baby mothers and talk about this and talk about that and talk about this and talk about that. I was like, okay, like It was just something else. It's like a whole show. It's a show. It comes like a show to them. Now, Natiri now is enjoying the attention at present, right? And she has a large family. She's supported. She's very much supported. Right? She has a large family, large subscription ship. She's there, but at the same time, when you're sitting here watching the guy who violated you, I couldn't even sit down in the same room with the man who even touched me as a child. I couldn't even um be around that person. I couldn't even have my children around that person. I don't even want my child to be in the same room as that person, because you know it's like you are saying, oh well, it's okay, and I just use this for a time and all that. And me and my daughter, we spoke about this as well. You spoke about when you came on and you was like, I'm the hero. It's nothing heroic about it. The thing is that something happened to you. You did the action, and he is where he should be. And to be honest, he was going to head there anyway. He's to be honest, this is how it would have gone. He would have even been in the grave, or he would have been in the jail. Because I guarantee it, if the wrong one got to that tribe, the wrong one got to Carbon Nation, it would have been a whole bloodbath up. He was really, really triggering people, all sorts of stuff. That, like I said, even Mama Nine, what's the Trey Nine's mother, said if he had triggered her the wrong way, it would have been all gone ablazing. Because though he thinks he knows the people that is coming to him, or he knew the people that's coming to him, there's always an off chance you might get one who might be a bit more psychologically off than the others, right? So luckily for him, he was in Georgia in a cul-de-sac. Obviously, what's her name went a bit loopy, Malia. Like, she wasn't having it, right? And and she started breaking glasses and stuff like that. And there was you, Natiri, right forefront, telling her that she had more D than you. And I was like, wow. So I'm just like, damn. But you are on here laughing at what he said, but you was there holding up the free symbol too. And I know you hate when people talk about where you was, or where you was, but you was right underneath the guy. You was right underneath him. You was there for what's it, front and forward, and then you proceed to put that in your daughter's head where she's lying. I wouldn't even play his sound bites. I wouldn't even listen to him. I wouldn't even want to have much to do any of the carbonations. Anybody. I mean, I'm not saying Kendra ain't a good person. No, I'm not saying that. But at the same time, to break a spell, you have to break away completely off of it, off, even if you have to come off the grid for a little while. And I'll keep saying that again. But anyways, like I said, Marwan is on it. Right? Because if it's not Marwan, it's Fundi. Fundi be on it as well, where it comes to these women, because you're talking and you're laughing at whatever. Let me see what else.
Light was lit up. Maybe too soon. Or hey, maybe it's the new media. And that's part of people saying it's the new me, but they don't say that anymore. It's me. It's my new me. It's the new media. It's my new media. Just, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but it's kind of weird reliving your trauma like that.
Yeah,
if it was really traumatic.
Yes.
And just the thing about Janae is that she's the one that sort of kept going back. But nothing was really traumatic with her except for the night in question, where she knows what went down. Nature Boy knows what went down, and that's it. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything to be victorious about, right? Because again, she was part of the spiritual scum in the spiritual realm. Uh, I don't even know if there's a victory lap to be had. Maybe a victory lap of like some repentance or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
She's really shallow and lazy, hustler, no creativity. Yeah, so we'll see.
Like I said, what she should have done after everything was said and done, she should have go review her life. Review her life. She's still young, where like she can still do stuff. She can still do big work. She can do stuff. Yes, but you're not. You're just like, as he said, you're very shallow. You're very shallow. There is no depth to you, right? And then sometimes, right, playing like, I mean, even when I watch the old stuff from Carbonation, but I try not to play it too much because I've watched most of it live. And to me, it's like you cannot find humor in any of it. I can't find no humor in it, right? Even though like there was little times I would say, "Oh, they stink on the screen, whatever, whatever." But that's normal because even with the mummy sector, it's the same thing with the mummies. They say the same thing. But at the same time, you are literally just playing the stuff and look, this is what I did, and okay, do you deserve a what's it, a clap or a medal? Like any woman with a strong mind or whatever who's been through that, well, there is some strong mind, weak minded women, whatever. She would have probably taken the same route you had taken, right? And seen it to the end. There is nothing wrong with the person charged for his wrongdoings. Yes, there is men that is in jail for who are innocent, and there's men that is in jail for doing wrong. So by you charging him, you show it, right. He thought he was untouchable, and and then you showed him he wasn't untouchable because you got him charged. Mind you, you had the wives on your back, right? The wives was on your back, foot on foot with you, right? But at the same time, yes, you are very shallow.
See how it works without the head of the snake to be able to even contact them. Can't even get online or something. He's just in transition somewhere, probably end up in Smith State Prison or somewhere. And it's like, wow. So yeah, some people are like, wait a minute, was she like a spy agent? Yeah, I mean, some people, like they said, once they're in a certain position, they know how to take advantage of that position, maybe. Her position being she never had to change her name. That's something that Aaron said in the trial that was very important to add to the mental, to prove to Nature Boy your desire to be there and all that, that he would give you the name. But Neytiri makes it a point to let everybody know it's her name. She came up with her. It came with her. It was her name before, and she wasn't given no name. And boom, and what was she given? She was given an opportunity to be doted upon in front of Malia, knowing how it made Malia feel and allowing it, to happen. I mean, it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild, and I just wanted to bring that up uh, because it's kind of strange, man. Hopefully, these folks can find some true peace, right? Because, like I said, they might have the vocabulary, they might have the jewelry, the chains, the rings. They might have the makeup. They might have a certain way of dress, certain way of speaking. They might know a couple of things about science. They might have some knowledge.
Right, Amor?
But you're always going to wonder, like, what is the caliber of the spirit at the end of the day? When for years you were spiritual scum of Nature Boy, which was scum in and of itself, because he was a gay escort of 10 years. 10 years. So you had the white guy that came in that many thought was some sort of an agent. You had Janae, who many thought, especially with, well, that's the thing. This is the wildest part, y'all. Somebody in the chat is going to have to explain something to me, okay? If you know that there is somebody who is abusive and who carries around maybe STDs to the point where you got it yourself, you know he's abusive, you heard stories. You have to answer the question, why go back there? There's a book that's even written of a woman who was there with you, Janae, how to get out of a cult. And she still didn't, and she still went back. Why? Somebody tell me.
Wanted attention?
She still went back. Why? Was it to save the other women? Was it to step to Nature Boy like Velvet did? Was it to get some hopefully Malia run away and she can slide in? She can be there and drive Malia crazy by seeking and getting Nature Boy's attention right when Malia's like, what's really good? So some people were saying Janae was a plant, right? Someone that Nature Boy somehow, trusted, I guess. And someone who really, really proved to Nature Boy her worth enough to come back. Wow! After exposing the hell, that's another thing. You exposed an abuser. You were telling people, get out of there. Don't ever go there. Look at that man. He's abusive. He's abused people. I was there. She was there with me. A book was written. Abuse, Nature Boy, the cause of it. But you still go back, knowing that you're not going to be abused. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to answer that. Why did this young lady go back? Knowing the level of abuse he was capable of, the different angles from which that abuse came at women, based on the stories that she was told from the people that were there, and book that was written, how to get out of a cult. Why go back there? For more dick? For Solar? I mean, look at Solar. Oh my God. I got to get somebody else up here. Come on up here. Come on, y'all.
Oh, man. That's why you man. Thank you, man. So go back to the now. Thank you. Lay on your face. And you fucking keep it. Oh, okay. But it is genuine online. Right here, bro. All this name. She said.
I'm sorry. I just want to stop that real quick because this is another example of lacking self-awareness, right? Not caring that it's all live, lacking complete in the middle of the street. You hear the cars, lacking self-awareness, no force being had here, no force. They really think she's crazy. The one that's most passionate is Janae herself. Check this one out.
Said, oh, he ain't complimenting her all day. He got the most fucking attention. You got all the fucking attention, bro. All the fucking love. Because it's not genuine, bro. It's not genuine. Yes. Oh, okay. But it is genuine. It was genuine. I'm not guilty. Some fuck. Always. What the fuck is wrong with you? Always. You matter. Selfish, bro. You okay? And I'll say people that. She gets no fucking shit, bro. And you fucking keep it in here.
Oh man, isn't that tough to?
And she is the one right in front to saying that to her. Hi, Naga. She is the one right in front of Malia shouting at her. But my question is, why would you show this? Why would you show this? You was a victim of the man who victimized Malia, but you're showing you running in front of the women saying that how you get more attention than me. You get more of this than me. Now, like I said, everybody deals with trauma different. I ain't gonna say there's no wrong or right way to do it, okay? My thing is, why would you show that? That woman was traumatized. She's still traumatized right now, right? She's still traumatized right now, right? He literally beat her on the stairwell when she returned. No, I think before she left, he hit her. He hit her, and he was hitting her as well a lot. He was hitting her a lot, right? Velvet's also confirmed that he used to beat her up a lot, right? You was there also. Kite confirmed, I think he confirmed it. He even confirmed Malia getting beaten to a point he kicked her in the stomach. You are showing a brutalized, maybe humiliated, still, because even though he's not there, don't forget there's the two loyal ones that is there with her is probably brutalizing her, right? Now, for her to come out of wherever, out of hell, right, by you showing that, right? I don't know why you would show that. Maybe because she's a queen, so-called queen of nothing, because she is queen of nothing, really, right? Why would you show that? Is beyond me. Now I'm not saying, and I'm gonna keep repeating this all the way through this live right now. Okay, there's no wrong or right to show your trauma, because people show trauma in different ways. Bereavement. Some people kick out. Some people scream. Some people go the next route. Some people unalive themselves. Some people do a whole heap of stuff. But for you to do what you're doing, it doesn't prove nothing. To me now, even though you had did what you have done, you're not a hero to me. You're not a hero. There's no Shiro to me. No, you're not a Shiro at all. Because you're still continuing what you was doing when you was in the cult. Even Velvet the other day. Now I was gonna talk about the one with her drapes in that headscarf, but we're not gonna talk about that one. I'm gonna talk about the other video that came out of her. There's a video that came out of her. Um well, I always gotta find it. I never line it all up. Like there's one of her where she's talking. Yeah, it is, I found it. Where she's talking. Where she's talking. And as she's talking, I can still hear carbonation in her. I can still hear it. Okay? Because I was gonna do the one with the headscarf where it was like she was letting off on Janae. That's what I said. The Janae versus Velvet. It's like it's come turn into a puppy. It's a puppy show business. It's a puppy show business. Okay? That's what it's turning into between them two. Well, them three, should I say, them three. Alright? It's a puppy show business. Even yesterday, Solar decided to talk cat again. Yesterday. I don't know what's going on. Aaron's probably hitting so much points right now. He wants to get one over him. So they're still doing, it's like school children, what's it? Or children with a toy, right? Wants attention, right? And I know they lost their pre-teens, whatever, whenever they went in there, and they need to go through their rites of passage. They need to go through their manhood stuff. They need to get to that point because the way how you guys are playing on this internet here is kind of interesting. Now, like I said, one or two seem to have moved out of that cycle to such a point that even when they talk, you can hear the not only intelligence, you can hear how they felt about it, what they weren't happy with, this, that, and the other. There's no getting over one over the other. But listen to Velvet's Little Rat. Let's indulge with Velvet right now.
Because we need to put some shit into perspective. Come on, let's sit down. Let's have a conversation. Just a brief one though, because I got shit to do. I want to say this though, because we need to put something into perspective right now, because this was not gonna happen. Okay? My daddy told me that there was no knowledge that is new under the sun. There's nothing new. What we're living, how we're living, what we're experiencing, what we're learning, what we're not learning, none of this is new. This is a cycle of us unraveling ourselves from birth, from all of the stuff that we quote unquote have amnesia of at the time of birth, growing up into our adolescence and adult years. There is nothing new under the sun. So, with that being the case, we know that there have been people in our community taking this knowledge that is not new under the sun and talking it, acting like they're walking it, abusing it for their own personal gain, their own personal intent.
So what you do
We
the
know
same thing.
that this is true, whether it was him or her. Because somebody has taken this knowledge that's not new under the sun and have showed to be a bad example when having the knowledge or using that knowledge to their benefit, and seeing someone else talk about it, hearing someone else talk about it, watching someone else live by it, we want to say, get away with that knowledge. Oh, that's just a copycat. Oh, that's
These people. I shake my head. Yeah, this was nuts. Yes. Your live said a lot to me. It really did. My one, because I watched it, and I just like raw, and it's like, yeah, she hasn't learned her lesson. She most probably might go to another cult somewhere else again, hook up with somebody in a cult again, and the cycle's going to start again. Now, as for Velvet, now I listened to this the other day. I think Logos put this up the other day. Stinson did put one up too, but they took her one down or something. They did something to it, right? And when she's talking, all I hear is the knowledge. I mean, I think somebody did explain what the knowledge is. Someone did explain it. I can't remember whether they did explain it or not explained it or something. Now, this girl, when people is getting a lot of light. I shouldn't say that other word because then they start thinking I'm thinking about them. When the other one's getting a lot of light, when the other ones, right, because remember, Lisa Says What has been interviewing a lot of people of lately, right? And Nick at Night has been getting a lot of stage. This girl here, right, will come out of the woodwork. She'll disappear for a while. Yeah, she'll disappear. And then she'll just appear out of nowhere. And then she start doing lies and start saying a whole heap of stuff and this, that, and the other. And she start growling at people. Because what she does, she growls at people. She growls, right? She's a cat that can't be controlled. She's one of those ones, right? She be growling. And what I'm hearing is what she used to do in Carbonation a lot. I know the knowledge more than you. Hold on, let me wipe my screen while I'm talking. I know the knowledge more than you, right? You don't know the knowledge more than I know the knowledge. Right? There was a lot of that going on amongst them. And they're still, I would say, oh, my stomach. They talk about perpetuating curses, as they puts it. You're still perpetuating the thing from carbonation. You haven't left carbonation, mind you, even though you look like you hooked up with a new man or whatever the case may be. You're still speaking the same way. I bet you money I can pull up an old video of you from when you was, I think there was one when you was younger. No, not even when you was younger. Even before then, even after then. And this is the same way you was talking on all his downloads. This is the same exact way. So why people put question marks over your heads? Right, this is one of the reasons. You lot haven't broken that. Whatever it is, whatever it is, he's gotten over you. You're still the same. You still, oh, Naka Junior ain't got a wrench. You're still the same. You're still the same. I'm gonna put a wrench on you, Nagajini. I thought I had. I don't know why it's come off. Now listen to what this girl says. Actually, I should even go back to the one after Janae's interview, because that was even more interesting to me. That was like, what was all that about? But anyway, let's continue this one.
That's just a repeat. Oh, that's just a regurgitation. But I want y'all to understand something. If there is no knowledge new under the sun, what happens to the knowledge once that false prophet is eradicated from the community? What happens to it? Does it go unnoticed? Does it go do we stop acknowledging it? What happens with this knowledge? What happens in all of these different religions that are hitting on some of these topics, living by some of these topics that this false prophet used to benefit off of his own personal intent?
Do you know what you go and do? Then you go and you research a little more, and then you go and you find out the religions that he used, and then you go and educate yourself, and then you actually go and find the people, like what Elizabeth did. But that's what Elizabeth did. This is Elizabeth. You remember Elizabeth, Kite's wife? That's what she did. She found herself. That's what she did. She found herself. Because remember, Nature Boy was doing Islam. That was one of the things that he did. What did Elizabeth did? She found out about it. She went to Nation first, and then she went to the Sunni Muslims. Now she's in Sunni Muslim. So what are you talking about? When you find out a person is a false prophet, right? You go and you find a real thing to go deal with. You don't deal with the thing what he was saying he was talking about. This is what I don't understand. This girl come from Louisiana. Louisiana is enriched with a whole lot of stuff. There's a whole lot of stuff in Louisiana, in New Orleans. This girl was broken from before she left her parents, and she's broken now. Right? She is not going to change. I don't know why people think she's going to change. This is why we see when Fundi gave the wine light skin revenge. This is why. Because she thinks her beauty, like Janae, the beauty does this, does that. Oh, what all men see is beauty. Some men wants a little more than that. You have to sit down and literally read a book. So get an Audible, get a book. Right? Even like I got books. I read books in the past. Right? Like the past people from the conscious community. That was one of the things. Getting a book, you read the book. You go to the forums, you be around the forums, you learn a little something, you pick up on the something, and then you take it home, you change up your life, you change up how you operate and everything. This girl don't want to do that. This young lady here doesn't want to do that. Right? She wants to be seen, she wants to be heard, she wants to be known, she wants to know. She called herself influencer. A social media influencer. I'm gonna have to find the video after Nick at Night had interviewed Janae. She went into one, and I'm like, why are you going into one? Why are you going into one? It makes no goddamn sense. The actions make no goddamn sense. I gotta find this guy's because you know every single day there's a new video coming out every single day. I can't keep up sometimes. It's bloody overload. It's like it's it's a lot going on. Just when I thought that after this guy's gone into prison, everything's gonna go quiet. No, no, none of that. It's just continuous. Oh yeah, here it is.
Family, this is breaking. More in the family. I don't think nothing's wrong with that.
Right, this is the one after Janae's done the interview, and this is how she reacts. This young lady, well, Velvet, how Velvet reacts. Now, if I'm not making sense, please let me know if I'm not making sense, because I know I tend to rush ahead. My mind does that sometimes.
And I'm not gonna ever let anyone make me feel bad about that. I'm not gonna ever let anyone make me feel bad about how many fathers I have to the children that I have. Because in my life and what I've been through in my life, everything was a lesson for me to unravel me into the queen that I am.
What queen of what?
I had to be pruned back. Layers had to be peeled off. And experiences had to be had so that I could learn what I know now to give to my children. Because I didn't have it. My parents didn't have it. And their parents' parents didn't have it. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful.
I'm thankful.
For everything that I have, that I've been through. Because
I can never pause this thing how I want it. Right there, she's using cult slang. I'm thankful. Now, every time I hear it, I know people say, "Oh, but like, it wasn't theirs in the first place, and it should be used." Every time I hear certain words, reflections, this, that, and the other, it reminds me of this cult. It reminds me of this cult so much. Like, even when she's just talking there, right? They spoke against single mothers in their camp, right? That was one of their things they did. They used to speak about single mothers, used to speak against people working, used to speak against people doing stuff, right? She's talking about her parents and all this, but it was her father who was the one who was running down to Palenque and Palenque particularly, so he can save his daughter. And my thing is, like, you may feel a certain way, or you may feel that someone is getting more shine than, oh, why is it not me, and all this, and she spoke about the fathers of her children. Baby Ellie had no choice of who her father is, or well, he is. I was gonna say was, but he ain't dead. Right, who her father is. The other child coming, the last one coming, the boy, he has no choice of who his father is. You got with these men because you thought that how right you can be bigger than, or you can be out there more than whatever, you can be seen. You thought you was gonna get famous. In my thinking, it doesn't go like that. It doesn't go like that. You got to learn about life, right? You do things so over dramatically. She's over dramatic in certain ways, and it's just like she's still showing behaviors, like I said, of when she was in carbonation. But people can tell me I'm wrong.
he ain't take away from me. He ain't take away from me not one bit. It added to me wisdom. Yeah, that shit hurt like a motherfucker. But I'm cool because I understand why. bullied my whole life, rejecting my whole life, abandonment issues. You talk about abandonment issues. Not being able to express myself emotionally as a child, growing up, wishing that my daddy would have been there for me throughout the years that I needed him, just like I needed him when he came to Mexico. See, if things were different in my life as a child, when my dad came to see me in Mexico, I probably would have trusted him a little more.
Not one tear
I
drop.
probably would have went with him.
Not one tear in a. No tears, no drop.
Because I didn't understand. And I needed to learn. But I sit here to this day, and I'm grateful because when my dad showed up for me, that made me realize somebody do love me.
She's forcing the tears out.
See, my parents had a whole bunch of problems because of their childhood. And as much as I want this shit to be over,
You don't want it to be over,
so
don't
I can
lie.
finally fucking move on with my life peacefully.
Really?
Here come another motherfucker trying to fucking abuse me in some kind of way, bully me in some kind of way. I'm fucking tired. I'm tired of this shit. The only time you ever saw me hit anybody, the only time you ever saw me talk about anybody, curse anybody out, is because I was standing up for myself. Do you know how many times I was physically abused? Not only by the father of my children, because I'm standing up for myself. You couldn't walk 2 days in my shoes. Not even 2. So.
But it doesn't make. But I feel what you're doing, you're saying that how your pain was more greater than their pain. What's the next thing? He wasn't just used, that was abused in the camp. The reason why he more or less, I would say, took set on this girl was because he can see that she wanted to be beside him, right? And she would do anything for him because, mind you, Velvet would do anything for Nature Boy, right? She's one of those women. She'll do anything. She's a ride or die. She went there with Omac. And she was there for Omac until her and Nature Boy got together. And you know how the story goes. The fact that how right she's saying that those words, but she's trying to take away others' pain that was there. Malia pain that she went through. I don't like. It's like he used to beat Malia a lot, right? Because they think by getting beaten up, the means of how they are spiritually fulfilled. And they have everything whole back to front. Whole back to front. I don't even think I should play. I don't even want to play her much like that. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna record it and put it on my channel, because the time when I had what I wanted to say in my head is gone. And she definitely was going on like as though she was more victimized. She was certain ways. The DV is one of the biggest things that was going on in that camp, right? He hit her head on the toilet seat, the toilet bowl or something. She forgot. She lost memory, all that stuff. But it doesn't take away the pain from the other people who was there. Who was there, right? Because I guarantee some of when the camera was switched off, some of them was getting beaten and all sorts of things was happening. I believe that even one time Solar hit Zoka. He hit her, and I think there was a couple others who did the same thing, right? Now, now we are looking at what is going on with them as a whole, and these people now they're ready to talk about it and stuff like that. Sometimes you it's like you want more, you want to ask them so many questions. You want to ask them so many questions, right? Um Janae, however, yes, like I said, you may be the Shiro. You may be the Shiro. You may have so-called broken them out of their bonds, as you think, but then you're kind of, it's like you're loving that. Oh yes, I did. I'm not saying no. Don't pat yourself on the back. It's just the way you're doing it. It's the way you're doing it. You're triggering people left, right, and center. Mind you, it doesn't take much to trigger Velvet. It don't take a lot to trigger her. It doesn't take a lot for her to come from the clouds of the Matrix to talk. It don't take a lot for her to come out of the Matrix and talk. Because she wants attention too. She wants attention too. She feels that woman's getting more attention than her, and she was like this when she was around. I'm not gonna show no more videos actually. Right? She was like this when when she was in carbonation. When he kept saying he wanted to be monogamous, monogamous. Oh, I'm gonna be monogamous today. By tomorrow, he's back with the women. He'll pull her in that way, right? Um, at first it was like her and Janae was friends. It seemed like, I don't know, fake friends. But then it's like they both have this. They still have that thing going on. They haven't surpassed that thing. They will never get over that thing. She was still. I feel Velvet will still come on here and talk on her lives about how what she went through and all this stuff. But Velvet didn't do that action. What Janae did. Velvet didn't take him to the law until afterwards, to when she was in Idaho or something. She didn't do that action. Janae did the action. But then at the same, well, I still saying at the same time. There's always at the same time. I keep coming to that word because like I said, it's like you just need to come off the grid for a bit, sign out of the thing for a bit, sign out of your Instagram for a bit, get help because there's no you're not listening to yourselves. Now, Aaron, I get where Aaron's coming from when he explains about certain stuff. I get it because he was closer to Nature Boy. He was like where Solar was. He was one of the henchmen there. He was one of the henchmen, one of the force. Like according to Kite, there was an A and a B team. Aaron and Courtney was A team. I think Kite was B team. So they were really had all that going on, even though he would get in their faces. As for the wives, I don't know. That would have to be another conversation altogether. The wives is just a whole conversation. Well, like I said, I thought after the man had went to prison, I thought, yeah, all this shit would have died down. Probably get a couple interviews and stuff like that going on. Like what happens when you was in the cult, which happens normally. But now it's just gone into puppy show business. And these women I don't know whether Velvet's getting therapy or any therapy at all. She needs therapy. She's not right up there. I keep using the word. The elevator doesn't go all the way up in her, I feel. Right? A demon can look pretty on the outside, and on the inside they're just as bad and dirty and whatever. What they call them, succubuses. She's a succubus as well. Her and Janae's a succubus. Right, he trained them very well. That's why they're on. That's why they're on social media doing what they're doing right now. So I'm not gonna make this long, because what I came here to say, I feel like I should have said it the time when I put it up that time, but I did get distracted that day. So you tell me what you think. Am I wrong in how I'm thinking, right? Because I'm not taking nothing away from the girl, from the lady, because she's a girl to me. I'm not taking nothing away from her, but it's just the way you are doing things. I keep coming up and saying this. It's just the way you do things. Just the way you do things. It's questionable. It's questionable. It doesn't make sense. Mind you, maybe half the things I do don't make sense. But it's just ridiculous. You're laughing like as though you wasn't there. Like you're looking at somebody else's show, somebody else's whatever. When Aaron tells it, Aaron goes in and he explains about the fine workings and what was going on inside of the thing. He says, I bet he'll be on the phone saying, yeah, well, at this time, yeah, I'm going to be coming out at this time and this time and this time. Aaron literally gave what's it? He made it He's actually made it funny in a kind of a way because that's exactly how he will go on. That's exactly how Nature Boy will go on because Nature Boy doesn't like to lose control of the people. He's holding on to those three girls, and those girls are holding on to him for whatever reason. They're not letting go of him. And it's like, man, I don't know. Anyway, I feel true say right. I see that everybody else is taking the reins. I think my brain has kind of taken a holiday from most of this sometimes because it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. What is what like sometimes. I mean, when you hear one same person from Carbonation talk and they actually talk the thing and you get the insight into it, there's another one that's gonna and try and rebuttal that, and then you're just like, why are you rebuttaling it when you was there? You went through that shit with the person. You was right there. You saw when he was shouting at them, calling them hoes and this and that and the other. When he would take out his anger on all of them, and he used to take out his anger on all of them. It wasn't just one person. Sometimes it'd be one person. Sometimes it'd be all of them on that one person. Where the person be kneeling down and they'd be all hovering over them. It's like, in really they should ask for forgiveness for their actions, what they did. But anyways, I'm not going to linger. I just don't even know whether I made my point. I don't even know. It's just been one of them mornings, yeah. It's been one of them mornings. But hopefully I will have to talk about these women. I keep saying that. Hopefully I will have to talk about these women again. Well, Solar, I need to talk about him because he's just doing the most right now. And I think I just need to do a reaction video, small reaction videos on them because at this point, I don't know what they're hoping to achieve. That's why some of the Nature Boy sector talk about other stuff because it's like we're going around in circles. It's a bit like the mummy sector with Jazzy Love. It is like we're going around in circles. We're going around in circles. We wait for the pin to drop. It doesn't drop. It's all wagonist business, and it's stupid. And I'm glad that how people got to see how he was in the court because when Lisa speaks about how he looked in the court when his eyes and her eyes meet, But then again, right, Nature Boy never liked women who were stronger than him or better than him or knows more than him. Or he doesn't like anybody who knows more than him or whatever. Anyways, let me just get off because like my head's pounding again in it. So with that said, I will see you. Thank you so much for coming, Nagajini and Mind Over Matter. Right. And I'll probably try to do reaction videos quicker. I think I need to do it when it's on my mind because when you're showing things time after however long, it's just like sometimes like you just don't want to go through all that. Oh, it was me. I was there, and I went through more than you. No, no. You know what? Sometimes I rather talk about my Jazzy life. Sometimes, 'cause at least with that, alright, that she's a normal woman. She ain't trying to say I'm a knowledgeable person. I know more than you. It's like, yeah, it's just a normal woman just doing craziness. Sometimes I just feel like that, and that's why because even Stinson stopped talking about them now. Godmama and them lots moved on. No, like it's like you're hoping that they move, they change, and they change up and they do what they got to do, but some of them don't want to get therapy, and it's like knocking your head against the wall. Some wants attention. They just want attention. Just want attention. They want to be seen and heard, and others when the commentators do comment on them, right? I bet you money, right, they know who Marwan is. I bet you they'll be watching his commentary on them and all sorts of things. So I ain't gonna linger until forever and start waffling because I'll find myself going to waffle mode now and I don't want to waffle. So with that said, I will see you later. Take care. Bye.